Hello friends, in this video I plan on showing how I used magnets to create the movement in this scene. My friend Paul built this fantastic module for our N-Scale Club layout. He wanted to include a Nessie-like creature that would terrorize the campers and boaters in the lake. Here we have some actual drone footage of the Nessie creature. I started with a lightweight plastic chain and cut a pathway through some 3/8-inch plastic sheets. I glued them together, then attached a low RPM DC motor to drive the chain. And I used a 2-part epoxy to glue the Neodymium Magnets to the chain. I used these square cube and also a larger rectangle size magnet. And on the canoe, I used small round magnets embedded in the bottom of the canoe. This is one of the cube magnets I was referring to. You can check the description link below. Well, let's get on with the show. But before I move on, let me show you a couple fails in this project before we get to the good stuff. This is the first try to check the strength of the magnets. It was good, but the drag on the base from the water had to be overcome, so I added a second magnet to the bottom of Nessie. I also printed a smaller version of Nessie, Junior, but in this tip over and drag, it seems not enough magnet power under the deck, and so I switched to the larger rectangular magnet. Sitting here out on that patio for a few minutes, thought I'd give you an update, clarify some things. In the first part of the video where Nessie Jr. was tipping over and then being drugged for a short ways, I realized that I had probably the wrong magnet underneath on the subdeck, on the chain. Had this small square magnet, and every time that he caught some friction in the water, he'd tip over and then get drugged shortly and then lose contact altogether. Changed it to, oh, that was this. Changed it to this large size, and when I did that, the magnetic power was strong enough to keep him going along in the water, over the rough water, and so there was an experiment right there. Playing with magnets is an experiment. You just have to see what works and see if it works for the application that you got going with, that you're working for. Same thing with the, there it is on the table. Same thing with the rowers in the canoe. They had a very small magnet, had a little square magnet that was underneath the deck pulling them along. And there are times when they are spinning around and going back and forth and losing connectivity because of the drag. But I put 2 magnets on the bottom of here, so if one loses, the other one picks it up. So you'll see them frantically spinning around, going around, trying to stay ahead of Nessie or Nessie Jr. as they're not wanting to be an afternoon meal for the lake monsters. Thought that was kind of funny. Thought that was interesting to see them spinning around occasionally, trying to desperately get away. You can see the desperation in their activity and paddle. So left it that way. That was an unintended funny spot that I think made and makes part of the video. So experiment with your magnets, find out where your pluses and minuses are. After experimenting with the different size magnets, we started seeing success. Junior was chasing the poor boaters, then an unintended happening. Mom was placed at the mouth of the cave, and when Junior came by in pursuit of the canoers, The stronger magnet used on the chain attracted her base magnets, and she shifted to watch the action of Junior going by. You can check the links below for the magnets I used in this project. This was a fun experiment with magnets. Although they can be a little frustrating, they do have a plus or minus mind of their own. Just get the magnet sides lined up with each other properly and use the right size magnet, and with a little patience you can have a great action scene like this. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time.